Yo, what is good? It's DCI Bro. Today we are reacting to Bluecoats 2024, aka the DCI 2024 champions. Now, as you all know, I'm a big Bluecoats fan. I've never watched DCI, so I have some bias, not a lot. And I am going to pause a little because I have noticed there was one video that got a copyright claim, so I couldn't upload it. So I'm going to have to pause, so bear with me. Alright. Let's go.
2024 program
I also love
everything.
the intro for this show as well. Like the way that they just come in, just in your face, and that's clean. Like the cleanliness of how they're doing this, and people do not realize how difficult this is to do this, because to listen and to come in at the exact same time is just crazy. Like having to listen back, having to listen to all that, just it's hard, you know. Let's see what they, oh yeah, I forgot this drill. They start running and stuff. And you notice how they start marching with the lines, and then they start running. Just clean. Just amazing. Very good. Now, I'm going to pause here to say this. The reason I think they won brass this year is because of how clean the brass section is. It's just, they played loud, they played in your face like a lot of DCI groups, but what they did good this year, both the drill and the general effect and the brass were just clean. It's one of those things where if you're just really, really clean like the Blue Devils, then you're going to win. And it's no wonder how they won this year. Just overall, just clean and just a solid sound. And you'll notice how the trumpets and mellophones are just attacking, and they attack and attack and attack. Just overall, just a well-done drill and overall just together. And I love the uniforms, and you know, very nice. What some people don't notice as well, you notice how here in the beginning they were making these little lines. It also harkens back to how they use these props, which I will say, out of all the recent DCI shows we've seen, I really like how the Bluecoats did the props this year, because it was literally just this red block here that turned into lines, and it was super, super effective. And I think this is what DCI struggles with, is you had the span of period where these groups were using these really big props, but they didn't really use them. They were on the field, but they didn't really add much general effect to the show. But as you'll see as the show progresses, the way they use the props and everything is so effective. It's very functional, and the Bluecoats just this year understood the assignment, and they did. And it's no wonder why they won. So. I really like how they're moving around, and I really like how the Coleman also has their uniforms as well. And I like how they're spreading out through. Oh my gosh. Just together. And the color guards together too. That's incredible. Like, they're just playing together, you know? And that's what you need. And a lot of groups struggle with that too. If everyone starting together, ending together. Like, it's just... yeah. And I believe this is the year the Cavaliers won drums. Because Cavaliers, they were just clean. So, there's no wonder Cavaliers won, because they were just clean altogether. But you'll see how those red rectangles are starting to move a little bit. So we're getting a little bit of, just a little bit of movement here. All together, it's really good drumming by the percussion. Yeah, just overall, I mean, it's good, it's nothing crazy, but it's nice. You'll see how far away these two groups are that are playing. It's like, you have a group that's moving here, group moving here, then you have the mellophones here, then you have this. Like, people don't realize the more spread out you are, the harder it is to play together. Because you're playing on such a really long field, and just to get the sound together is just great. Like, you'll notice how they're starting to move around and do everything like that. And just, they're playing upbeat, they're playing off the beat, and then it's together. It's really cool. It's just, yeah. Now, this part that's coming, I'm going to pause here because I know what's coming. Just the way they're spread out, and they're not just playing like quarter notes and just eighth notes, not that's the simple stuff. They're playing off the beat. They're playing these really complex rhythms, and they're attacking together. They're playing, and they're just together. And like I just mentioned, a lot of high school groups and a lot of, I don't say lower DCI groups, but like a lot of groups, they struggle playing together, and the tone's just not always there. So it's like, okay, the tone's not very where it needs to be, if you will. But the Bluecoats, all these years, it's like, even though they haven't been God's Hornline like Crown, Bluecoats have always had a really strong brass section. They've had that sound for years, and I really like what the brass staff has done post COVID, where they've gotten in there. Not only have they made the brass stronger, but they just made them really, really clean and really tight. And it's really what makes the Bluecoats who they are. And in this show in particular, it's like they're just playing together. This powerful attack, really good attack here. And then the screamer by Gabe. Very good scream. And then just stop. And it's, oh my god, that's incredible. Ah! Yes. Yes. It's great. I just like the way they're moving around like this. Yeah. Right now they're everywhere. And then the high G, double G, and then the silent guard. I like what they're doing here. Listen to what the color guard's doing. Like, it's just quiet. Move away. And it's just the color guard. That's so good, color guard. Like, a lot of people, it's like, when they do these color guard moments, it's like everyone's kind of going back, and then the color guard's coming up front. They're all doing their flags together. They're using these special, the special little flags they have. And it's just, it really adds to this, like, all the chaos is starting to happen. Then it pulls really far back. Love it. Love it. Also, this is by Adam Kickface, so super credit to them. So. Also, they're using the harmony mutes for this, and they're just moving together. Like, this is just really cool. Notice how they're moving. Notice how the trumpet section's moving here. Like, they're all together. It's like they spent months working on this, I imagine. Like, notice how they're all kind of moving down and up, and it's just super effective. I mean, it's no wonder how they won General Effect, because this show just had General Effect. It had vision. And of course, as a trumpet player, I love this back and forth between the flugel and the trumpet. I just love how they're doing this. It's call and response here. Oh, it's so good. I'm gonna let it play out, then I'm gonna pause, because I don't want to interrupt this. This is just so good. And it's like, notice what the mellophones are doing back here as well. Like, everyone is back here, and it's just these two, and everyone in the back. They're really bad. Pull off. And I know the Mandarins also did it this year with, I forgot the name of it. But the Mandarins did something similar. The thing that I didn't like about the Mandarins is it didn't feel as clean. It was like they were trying to do it. They were trying to have that same type of feel. But the way the Bluecoats did it this year is it was just the trumpets, and they were going to call and response. And this one just felt a little more take your time to do it. versus the Mandarins, they try to get it there, but I just feel like the Bluecoats just did a better job with it. No hate to the Mandarins, this is my personal opinion. You'll notice how the drums are just chilling back here. Now the rectangles are starting to pull away. And now you're seeing a little a little bit of the rectangles kind of pulling away and doing their thing. And now these rectangles are starting to take shape a little. And the Bluecoats are just moving in. They're kind of just doing it. And then another flugel here. Just very delicate. Just clean. Just has so much confidence. I just like this ballad. This is one of the better ballads that Bluecoats had. It's just in your face, but it's like very ebb and flow, if you will. I love how they start playing, then they don't, then they play and they don't, and they're moving well. And the drill is very clean, but it's effective. Come in, come out, and it's just excellent. Just excellent. I love it the mellotones are doing. It's kind of like just the moving of the lines. It's really interesting how, like, as they're moving, it kind of reflects the lines that's happening back here, where it's like this one line flowing back and forth and going around. And we've had a little bit of chaos happen in here, but nothing crazy like what we're about to see later on. But just this ballad is just hard. Yes, the attack is there. It's just very loud. They're really split up. I love the combo feeling too, the contrast here too. Just had that Bluecoats +9. Or sorry, add 2. The add 2 right there is just such a Bluecoats thing. And you'll notice how like they slightly have zipped down their thing. This is probably one of my favorite parts of the show. It's this part here. And I remember, it was that one video. It was like the hardest sport you've never watched. It's like, and it was the one by not Adam Neely, but I think it was the drummer for the one they were doing for this. And it's just how they described it is like the percussion. It really elevates what they're doing here because it isn't just your normal pop music or anything. It's like a very out there song that they chose to use. And it's just the Bluecoats, how they did this percussion moment with the quads, or sorry, the tenors and the percussion. It just suits so well. They did this so well. Like, it's already a kind of out there show, not too crazy, but it's just so effective. This tenor moment's really cool. Listen to that. It speeds up really quick. It starts slow and speeds up. And it's just really well done. And you'll notice how with every movement of this show, everyone's just starting to take off part of their uniform, if you will. So it sits down, and you can see how it's slightly changing every time. The snares are just together. They're playing together. Now they're speeding up, slow down, and then you have the one drummer still there kind of playing. And it's just really effective. Now the horn line has like their half this and that. So see, it's starting to get a little chaotic, and it's starting to change. Get it changes everything. And they got the trombones as well. Do they? They do. They have the trombone too. And you'll see how it's really in the face. This is really good. Here's the other thing I'll say about the Bluecoats that some people may or may not agree with. One of the best changes DCI has done is allowing for trombones to be used. And not just used, but to be marched with. Because as much as I like the euphoniums, the trombone sound, when it's aggressive and when it's used, it does add so much musicality to all of the shows. And the Bluecoats have been lately, especially since 2023, but I know they had it in 2022, but with 2023, how they did it that year, it was so well done to where I was like, how are they going to do it this year? And I just, these past couple of years, seeing the Bluecoats just embrace being able to use the trombones, it just adds so much just in your face punchiness that I feel like some of the shows just lack. So, and I just really like how they're doing it. And I really like the color response here too. Yes, 16 to 30 second notes are just incredible. This is just, people don't realize how hard this is. It's just so out there. And they got a little jazz going on here. And the trombones are going to come in. And it's just aggressive. It's got groove in it. It's so aggressive. And it's got some in your face. Like, it's just, I feel like those waves are just so together, man. It's just so, yeah. And just how they're aggressive and how loud they are together. Oh my! Okay, I forgot about that. Oh, yep. That whole section, the Demaxion. The Demaxion here, far and away my second favorite part of the show. And now it's just moving, going back and forth to the closer. It's just so together. I mean, my gosh. And look at the rectangles. The rectangles are just all over the field. And you have this da-da-da. I think it's lost into trying everything. Lost in everything. The way the Bluecoats did this. Just no one was doing this. I mean, some were trying, but just how they pulled this off is so incredible. I mean, some people, that's the other thing, is some people hate electronics, which, I mean, I kind of get why, because it does take away from the raw power of the horn line, but how the Bluecoats have been doing it recently, where it adds to the show, it doesn't take away from the performers, but instead it adds to the general effect, it adds to the overall feel of the show. It's just, this show is a great example of, if you do amplification correctly, and you use electronics correctly, it just adds so much to the show. So, and I really like the trombone feature here. Now you see all the horn line, everyone has all the yellow here. Because like we fully changed, if you will. And instead of all the chaos around the field, you have this big oval happening here. So it kind of brings peace to all the chaos, you know. And that's the growth is just right there. It's really clever. And they're moving, they're not moving super light, too fast, but it's effective. I really like how the confident brass section is. It's just effective and good. And then we change here. Kind of a harkening back to the second movement. Digging. I mean, to move this fast and to play clean is just incredible. And everyone's in the front, and it's just in your face, and they bring it here, and it's just great. And the screamer here is good. Play, come on. There it is. And I thought this at the end of the show as well, but it's not the end. It kind of harkens back to 2019, where they kind of did something similar. And just how they're coming back together. And they all start to do it. Now watch this. And they all come out together. Watch this. The very first note of the show. And they do it again. Incredible. Just, there's a reason they won this show. And it's a reason they got first. Now I know it was also the year that Boston got second as well. And it was the first time the Blue Devils didn't get first or second in a very, very long time. I think it was like, 2007? Was the last time the Blue Devils didn't get first or second, and they got third. It's just, this was one of those years where the Blue Devils, they didn't necessarily take a huge step back, but it's just the way the Bluecoats and Boston both executed. It's just, I liked Boston's show But this was just a show that was just like, no wonder they won. No wonder they did. Speaking of the Bluecoats, if you want to see another Bluecoats reaction, click this video up here. I reacted to Bluecoats 2014, my favorite DCI show. And if you want to see more DCI content, make sure to like and subscribe and comment down below. What do you want me to react to next? And what do you want to see next? I've got some ideas coming up, so yeah. This is DCI Bro, and I will see you all in the next one.